With Alden Chodash of AldenBoxing.com. This past weekend, Alden, Hollywood, Florida, you were at ringside for the Edison Miranda victory over David Banks and John Pascal's win over Philly fighter Omar Pittman. Sort of a collision course type of card. Miranda should be taking on Pascal later on this year. Who do you think wins that fight?
I definitely don't think if they match up together that the bout has retained its flavor as it would have if the whole collision course didn't come off. For one reason, Pascal proved that his glaring weakness is definitely his chin, and what a worse way to show off your glaring weakness than against a fighter like Omar Pittman, who really didn't give much of an effort to win, didn't really look like he was going to win. So the fact that he more than buzzed the Canadian Jean Pascal was quite embarrassing on his part. However, he still won the fight basically because of the fact that Pittman didn't come to fight. Miranda does what he usually does. He concedes to the fact that he's not a great all-around boxer. He waits his chance, gets his big shot, and he stops his opponents with usually one shot. And as long as he keeps fighting these caliber of opponents, he will continue scoring devastating knockouts. I think he could do so against Jean Pascal if they meet, but he stated after the fight that he'd like the winner of Taylor and Pavlik in the rematch. I don't blame him. I think that's the best money he could make. He could be competitive against both, but I don't think he could beat either.
Do you think it helps him going to 168 and facing Pavlik at the higher weight than last time?
I think Pavlik is going to stay down at 160 for a little while, I believe. He's got a couple of good opposition that he could fight down there. I mean, he's got to do this rematch with Taylor. There's a couple other middleweights. But 168, I think, isn't that far off in Pavlik's career course for him. There's all-around better fighters there, and plus Pantera Miranda is going to be campaigning there, for a little while, and that's a fight that he could win that also can draw some money.
Do you think Miranda is better off at 168 than 160?
He seems more comfortable, and if he loses at 168, there's one less excuse for Edison Miranda as well. So he seems more comfortable. There's better fighters. It's probably a better career choice for him.
Okay. This weekend, coming up, pay-per-view from Madison Square Garden, Roy Jones Jr., Tito Trinidad. Who do you think wins?
I really think Roy Jones wins that fight. There's no doubt in my mind that since the fight was announced to this day right now, that I had no doubt that Roy Jones was going to dominate Tito Trinidad, and I still think he will. Just his timing, he's retained it throughout his career. The only thing that has lacked in Jones's arsenal recently is his chin, which could have been always questionable. His timing is a little off, but he's still with very quick hands, very quick feet, very smart in the ring, and I see him having no difficulty with Tito Trinidad, who hasn't boxed in 2 years, has shown weaknesses, especially in the higher weight divisions at middleweight. Now he's at light heavyweight. It's questionable that he could bring his power up to light heavyweight, and I definitely think his timing is going to be totally off. With the layoff, he proved that he's not as sharp as he used to be in his last fight against Winky Wright 2 years ago. So, all around, this is not one of the best choices Tito can make.
But it's a big money fight, so...
It's a good way to go out.
Right. Do you think it's going to be a stoppage, or do you think it's going to 12 rounds?
I'm leaning slightly towards a stoppage for Roy Jones. Bernard Hopkins got it done from a much fresher Tito. I think Jones can get it done. But once again, it depends how Tito comes in. Even if he comes in the best shape he possibly can, I still won't see him beating Roy Jones, but that may prevent a stoppage. But I think Roy Jones will get it done, definitely in the later rounds, however.
Okay, in Germany this weekend, Ruslan Chagayev, coming off his victory over Nikolai Valuev, he's taking on 40-year-old Max Skelton, whose only loss came to Danny Williams, which he since avenged. Who do you like, Chagayev, Skelton?
Definitely Ruslan Chagayev. I see him as one of the best heavyweights in the division, but once again, he's not going... It's unfortunate that I don't believe that he will step it up with the bigger heavyweights. He seems accustomed to and comfortable at fighting in Russia and countries besides the United States, making decent money, but he definitely belongs in the elite heavyweights. It's unfortunate that not too many people know who he is. He's very good. Matt Skelton isn't too much of a gauge to his undefeated record as well as his WBA title. He's an older fighter and not one of the most talented. Shagayev is younger, one of the best, most talented heavyweights in the world right now. I see it as an easy first offense for a guy that I'd love to see him make it all the way to the United States and fight some of the best heavyweights.
You think he would hold his own against Klitschko?
Definitely.
And some of the other title holders as well?
Yeah, he's very good footwork for a heavyweight, as he proved against Valuev, and he continued moving for 12 rounds, which says a lot. Valuev, 7-foot guy walking you down, he was able to move and counter for 12 rounds, proves he's in very good shape.
Okay. The buzz is that Floyd-Oscar 2 will happen in May. Are you disappointed, first of all, about that possible matchup?
I think Oscar De La Hoya would be better off fighting a fighter who his style matches up better against, such as Ricky Hatton, a guy that comes forward instead of a good boxer, which not only makes it a boring fight, but possibly even a one-sided fight. Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya decisively in the first fight amid close. The first fight. I think Oscar De La Hoya will be less confident going into the second fight based on the fact that he wasn't able to hurt Floyd and that Floyd was able to go 12 rounds withstanding his steady body attack, De La Hoya's, and punching back and winning the majority of the rounds. I don't think he'll be nearly as confident in this fight, and that's all the better for Floyd, who would collect another huge payday and probably a much easier victory.
Okay, if you were in Floyd's corner, if you were in Oscar's corner, what would you tell Oscar in strategy to pull off the upset this time?
I think he definitely should use a higher amount of jabs against Floyd Mayweather. He proved that that was one of his most effective punches and one of his most accurate punches. Continuous, steady, aggressive attack. Definitely conserve his energy a little bit more with the jab. Give him a better shot to win this fight than probably in the first fight. Jab is basically the key against Floyd Mayweather, who's very difficult to hit with anything looping or even the right hand.
So, but still, even with you in the corner, you don't think Oscar has much of a chance?
No. Oscar changes his cornerman a lot. He's picked the elite several different times. He's made adjustments to his seconds. He's picked the elite several times, and I don't think it'll matter who he picks. Even Floyd Mayweather Sr., I don't really think that Oscar De La Hoya can beat Floyd Mayweather.
Why can't the left hook by Oscar against Floyd on the ropes? Why didn't that work? Why doesn't it work?
Floyd expects it. He knows that Oscar's only chance and his best punch is the left hook, and he keeps his right hand set. He knows when Oscar's going to throw it. I think Oscar definitely overused the left hook in the first fight, and Floyd just expected it and countered, blocked, and I don't think Oscar threw it hard enough in the first fight to really pierce Floyd's defense. Okay,
and finally, we just got a minute remaining. A collision course type of card is being set up for later on this year. Miguel Cotto versus Alfonso Gomez, and also on that same program, Zab Judah taking on Antonio Margarito. First of all, do you think Gomez has any chance against Cotto?
Definitely not. I mean, Gomez's fighting style is plain and simple. He comes forward and tries to outmuscle or outwork his opponents. At the junior welterweight level, he was applying that style to his opponents, which definitely were not even close to on the level of Cotto. Cotto's a natural welterweight, one of the strongest, if not the strongest welterweight in the boxing world right now. And his only chance, Gomez, is to come forward, and that will be easily deflected by Cotto by the fact that Cotto is so strong and such a great in-fighter that he's going to bully Gomez around and he's going to win easily, and it's definitely not a good matchup.
No, you say it's a gross mismatch, huh?
Yes, and it's just one of the fights that's going to lead us into a really great matchup if Antonio Margarito hopefully beats Zab Judah, which I don't see him having much trouble with.
You say hopefully, I mean, Judah does have a chance, though, you think?
He has a better chance than Alfonso Gomez does. First of all, he's a welterweight, he's very quick, and Margarito has shown that he has problems with guys that use that much of speed against him.